He do a very well job in Snowden's case and in
Yes.
Vaza Jato's case, that,
Yes, yes.
the messages of Moro and Dallagnol. A last message for your Brazilian audience. What do you think about this next government? What you Brazilians can do to protect their country, protect their secrets? What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
I'm going to try not to be partisan, but I have to tell you, I think the fact that the Brazilian people have given their confidence to President Lula is a wonderful development. It's a great thing. I think that most of the world expects great things from Brazil, not just from the Brazilian economy, but also from the power of Brazilian diplomacy. Brazil is a major world player, and it's time for Brazil to exercise that power and that authority on the international stage and at the United Nations in the interests of peace. I think the Brazilian people, I would congratulate, frankly, the Brazilian people for saying no to right-wing populism. Just like here in the United States, we're trying to do the same thing. But I'm very optimistic for Brazil, and I'm optimistic for the Brazilian people.
Mm-hmm. Even with our problems with the indigenous people, our problems with oil, our problems
tough.
with that's tough, right?
That's tough, you know. And this is another thing, and it's not just Brazil, but it's Ecuador and it's Guyana, and you know, any place that has oil, you have to stand up to the American oil companies. Don't let the American oil companies wreck your environment and steal from your people and snuff out your indigenous people. You have to stand up to the big oil companies. That's the key to it. We made the mistake of not standing up to them, and look what they've done domestically in the United States. Look at what's happened to our indigenous people. They don't even have the rights to their own water resources. Don't let that happen to you.
Mm-hmm. I was to finish our interview, but I remember one question.
Sure.
Recently, we have a project of law, like we call PL das fake news, which likes to regulate these big tech companies, Google, Meta, and Twitter, TikTok, all these companies, because of the hate speech.
Yes.
As a ex agent of CIA, what do you think is the weight of these big tech companies in the Trump's election, Bolsonaro's election, and such attacks on democracy? We have Brexit in UK, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. In the United States, the cost was very high. You know, analysts have estimated that the media in the United States gave Donald Trump in 2016 $1 billion worth of free news coverage, right? Because everybody thought he was a crazy person. Nobody thought that he could actually win the election. They underestimated how unpopular, how deeply unpopular Hillary Clinton was. And the joke is that Hillary Clinton was literally the only person in America who couldn't beat Donald Trump. Well, in part, that was because of the media, because the media just kept promoting him day after day after day with $1 billion worth of free advertising. Then we realized the mistake that we had made. And then everybody began to attack Donald Trump. And Donald Trump doesn't take well to attacks. And so he responded with lies and with fake news and pointing the finger at everybody else, that all of his problems and all of the country's problems were the result of his enemies attacking him. And now we are in a position where we all hate each other. We're all at odds politically. Listen, I've lived in Washington for 41 years, and I have never seen it as angry and as mean-spirited as it is now, where people won't even talk to each other if they're members of the opposite political parties. So we've got to try to turn that around. And I think a lot of it rests on the media outlets to not promote this kind of hatred and political division. And a lot of it comes because of fake news.